All right, Wayne Allyn Root here with the man, the legend, the king of cable news himself, Bill O'Reilly. Always great to have you on the show. Hey, Bill, good day to you.
Thanks for having me back, Wayne.
Always an honor to have you on. Let's start with the obvious, Brett Kavanaugh. The Kavanaugh hearing took place today, another version of it, part two. First day was a circus. Today started out as a circus. Who are the winners and losers of this whole Kavanaugh confirmation hearings in Congress?
I don't think many Americans are paying attention to it. Most people are at work or getting the urchins back to school. You know, Kavanaugh is pretty well rehearsed. The highlight of the hearing so far for me was when Dianne Feinstein, I think she's about 83 or 84 years old, running for re-election, asked Judge Kavanaugh about abortion. And Kavanaugh just kept spitting out legal rulings that he had memorized, because obviously he knew the question was coming. Just overwhelmed her with legal stuff. And you could just see her eyes glaze over and her head kind of tilt. It was like, and it was beautiful in the sense that Kavanaugh's handlers, they all have that, said, look, whenever you're asked a controversial question about anything, just cite the law. Just cite what you know about the law and throw it back at them, and they're going to go like this. And it's exactly what happened.
All right, question number two would be Colin Kaepernick. Now, there's a controversial name. Nike hired Colin Kaepernick to be their new face, the Just Do It campaign face. And here's your take. You said, remember when Colin Kaepernick wore socks that depicted police officers as pigs? So here's my question for Nike. If Mr. Kaepernick wore socks mocking Muslims or gays, would you hire him to endorse your products? Well, very astute observation there, Mr. O'Reilly. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, on BillO'Reilly.com, we had a lively discussion about this being a political play by Nike, but it's really not. It's a business play. So what Nike is calculating is that younger people buy their shirts and shoes and things like that are going to be sympathetic to Colin Kaepernick. They're not going to know anything about him. They're not going to know about the socks and the pigs and cops and all that. They're going to be sympathetic to him. So that will overwhelm the traditional older people who don't like Kaepernick. And then Nike is calculating that abroad, this will play better, that the liberal people in Europe will buy their stuff. I think it's a mistake for Nike. I think it's a business mistake. If I were on the board of directors, I'd be outraged, because what they've done, the company has thrown in with the progressive left. People aren't going to forget this. They basically said to traditional people and conservative people, we don't like you. We don't respect you. So we're going to throw in with this guy, Kaepernick, even though he wore socks with police officers depicted as pigs, we're going to give him money to be the face of our company. I think that's a bad decision. I think they're going to suffer for it financially.
I agree. I talked about it on my show last night, and I've got a commentary coming out in Thursday's newspapers, and I almost said word for word what you said. I think they're in a lot of trouble. I think it's a giant mistake, just like the NFL a year ago. So, finally, the new Bob Woodward book is aggressively anti-Trump. That might be an understatement. The book's filled with so-called facts from anonymous sources. What's your take on these anonymous sources that Woodward's quoting and the media's quick acceptance of these as facts?
Well, I know Bob Woodward for many years, and I respect him, and I think he's an honest man, and I don't think he made up anything. I don't think he fabricated anything. I wrote in my message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com that Americans need to know how this works. So Woodward goes in to his publisher, Simon & Schuster, and he gives them an outline of a book. The book isn't Trump is the greatest guy, and he's governing in a way that's going to ultimately be successful. That's not what the book is, Wayne. The book is an inside expose of how the Trump administration is struggling. So Simon & Schuster give Woodward $10 million or whatever it was, okay, to write that book. That's what he gets. So he's got to get that. Has to get that right. POV. He can't come back and say to Simon Schuster, thanks for the $10 million, but I didn't get that. I got Trump's, they all love me. They all love him. All right? He can't. So what he does is he calls people he knows, he calls around, and they get people to say bad things about Donald Trump. How hard is that, Wayne? Abraham Lincoln got scorched by his inner circle. John Adams eviscerated by people who worked for him. It's not hard. Any powerful person, you can find people in the inner circle who are going to kill him. Now, the big takeaway here is Mattis, the defense secretary, who I don't believe is a liar. Mattis says this is bull. I don't say anything like that. And you'll remember Secretary of State before Pompeo, Rex Tillerson, he said what he said about Trump, the bad thing, and he wouldn't lie about it. Remember that? He said Trump's a moron, I think.
I remember.
Okay. Well, when asked by the press, Tillerson deflected it. Oh, I wouldn't use a word like, oh, it's whatever. Right away, everybody knew, yeah, he said it. And then Trump fired him. But Mattis said, hey, this is fiction. I never said anything like that. I believe Mattis. Now, did Woodward make it up? No. Somebody told him Mattis said that. Somebody said that. But because we don't know who those sources are, anybody can say anything. So that's what happened on this book.
All right. Bill O'Reilly, the great website for the great man is BillO'Reilly.com. You get the No Spin Zone take at BillO'Reilly.com. And how about the great new book coming up in October, Bill? Tell us about that one.
Killing the SS, October 9th. We had to back it up because of the Woodward book. So originally it's supposed to get out September 18th, but I said, whoa, Woodward's going to dominate all book talk for 2 to 3 weeks, so back it into October. It's about evil. The SS being the concentration camp people in Nazi Germany and how they almost got away and who helped them. Some of them did get away. We got a lot of new stuff in that book. It's a shocking situation, and I hope everybody will check it out.
All right. I'm Jewish by birth, by the way, and some of my relatives died and were imprisoned in the Holocaust.
Hey, Wayne, we're going to send you an advance. Yeah, I'm going to send you an advance copy. I'm going to send it to you today.
Great.
So you can see it. Okay.
Great. Fantastic. All right. Killing the SS from Bill O'Reilly out in October. And, of course, No Spin Zone at BillO'Reilly.com. Honored to have him on. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Wayne.